Okay, and finally we're recording well with my friend Daniel. Daniel, what is today's topic?
All right. Good night, Uncle Balta. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
It's always a pleasure to be talking to the leader of the greatest community
Thank you.
in Lima, Peru, perhaps
Yeah.
the best community in South America or the world.
The world, for
Uh,
sure. Maybe in the universe.
Maybe in the universe, because
Yeah.
now we don't know if we're alone in this universe.
Yeah. Have you listened? Have you heard about this Atlas A3I, 3IA, 3AI? Have you listened about that shit?
Yes, I've heard a little bit of that shit. I don't really know what to expect nowadays. Anything can happen, and if there are aliens, I hope there are some good aliens to fuck. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Those are my expectations also, like some young teenager female aliens, right? That can come here. But well,
That
it
would
is
be
what it
great.
is. So tell me, what topics do we have? Because it's a gamble today. So you are going to drop some topics I will try to analyze here.
Nice. I like to gamble. I like to gamble when it's not with money. But
Yeah.
I think that we have already talked a little bit when we want to analyze what will be the qualities or the considerations we need to have as Peruvians for the next presidential elections.
Okay. Do you
Uh,
know when it's going to be? Is it next year? When is going to be the event?
in April 2026, April 2026, the first round, and if any candidate don't have more than 50%, we will have the second round in, I think it will be May, uh, by
27.
the end of May. Yeah, la segunda vuelta,
Okay.
the
Okay.
second round.
Okay, okay. So as always, there is a high chance we will know by 2027 who is the final candidate, the final president, right?
No, no, no. In July 2026, we have a new president. The
Okay.
28th of July, the day of Peru. Uh,
Okay, okay, got you, got you. Okay, interesting.
yeah.
So far, I mean, I know Porky is one of the contenders. Do you know who else is kind of in the top candidates in the rankings? Who is in the top?
Yes. What you just said is very important. Who are in the top? Because we have the biggest presidential card in all history, with more than 40 people in Peru that wants to be
Holy
president.
shit! I didn't know that.
It will
Holy
be the
shit!
biggest presidential card of all history. We have never had so many people wanting to be the leader of the Peruvians, the president.
Why do you think we have so many candidates? Because most of them they want to get some seats in the Congress. Do you think that is a reason?
Yes, you can live nowadays by just being a loser. You don't even need to win. You can be a candidate and live from that, and don't expect winning, but still making money. You collect money from people that don't know what to do
Mm,
with their money. They give you the money. Maybe it will be in some cases mysterious money. They want to make money laundering with that, and people
interesting.
just can try to be the president. The only requisition is to be over 35. There is no other requisition to be the president of Peru. You
So if
only
he's
need to
older
be
than 20, 35, right?
35, yes.
So if he's older than 35 and it has a pulse, it breathes, it's good enough.
It's good. You can even be in prison if you want.
No legal background, nothing. Interesting.
Nothing, not even studies, nothing. You can
Uh,
only 35 and you go for it.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, so far, who do we have? Because when I mention Porky, even though many people don't like him, I receive other. I forgot the other names, but I receive other names. But my fear is that it's going to happen the same lag that we had back then in the 2021. I think right that people were there were too many candidates in the right side of the politics, right? So when you have too many right candidates, sometimes the one that end winning is Pedro Castillo. So how the thing looks like this time? Do we have a lot of right people? There are more left people. How is the picture going?
We have too many people, and that's a big problem because we have too many people and we are not very smart. There are maybe 10% of the population have some uh, background knowledge to make a good decision. It's okay to be apolitical, to don't give a fuck. Uh, I think in the last election, more than 30% of the population didn't vote. Vote, they do a drawing, they do a cock. They
Yeah,
didn't care.
the cock boat.
Cock vote, yeah.
The cock boat.
Voto
Yeah,
nulo, you know?
yeah, yeah, totally, totally. The
There
cock
are a
boat.
lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people that they just go to don't pay the tax. If you don't vote, you need to pay a tax, multa. So the
Yeah,
problem
totally.
is that we have too many people, either from the left, either from the right. We have too many people, and we don't have the preparation as a country. We don't have that many smart people to make
Do you
these
believe
huge
in the
decisions.
J in the JNE en el Jurado Nacional de Elecciones? Do you trust them?
Well, nowadays, uh, with the knowledge I've collected, the only people you can trust is yourself and your mama. If it's in the best case scenario,
That's a good one. Yeah. And perhaps your dog, right? Your little dog too. Yeah, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
animals. You can always trust in animals. Dog,
Yeah,
horse, cat. They will always
those
be
are
there
the
for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, so far so good. So tell me, what is that project in what are you working on these days? Because I always like to know what is the project that the person that I have in front is working on. Do you have the? Are you planning to start a business? Are you selling something? What thing are you doing now?
Well, in my etiquette, my tag as a person, I'm a student. When
Okay,
someone asks me, I will say I'm a student, but I'm
nice,
also into sales. I'm a salesman. I like to sell small things as wood and coal, and big things as properties. But
beautiful.
I will be selling all the time, even selling myself with women or with older people, just to a salesman. A salesman will always be
Totally.
selling.
The salesman sells everything. So let's go little by little. So let's start with the wood and coal. So those two are for grills, para parrillas, right?
For grills, for just burning and watching some fire. Yes,
Nice, nice.
it's
So that
small
you are
things.
helping your grandpa. That's your grandpa business, right?
Yes, I live with my grandpa. My grandpa is
Nice.
a big motherfucker, and he
Yeah.
will always be. He writes a lot about politics, and he's my mentor about that subject. All the things that I'm saying is what I've learned from him. And something special that he has told me is that in election times you always need to try to be with the winning horse. You
Yeah.
cannot vote for someone that in the polls have 1%, because it will
Yes.
be useless. You say
Ye-
Porky, I will say Porky will be the obvious option. But nowadays, Porky will be a cock blocker. You say, I go with Porky, and girls will say, you're a misogynist, you are anti-gay, anti-people,
Okay.
anti-state.
So women don't like, yeah, because I heard that from my cousin, mis primas, when we were talking about pork in the family reunion. All my cousins, all mis primas, at the same time they put like ass face, and I didn't understand why. So, do you know why women dislike porky?
Yeah, women dislike Porky because the simple reason is that Porky don't have a woman. Porky
Oh,
doesn't have kids. Porky is
yeah,
a religious man, and Porky is conservative, and that
yeah.
is cock blocking. You say that you go with Porky, and most probably girls won't give you good time.
Totally. Always
He
the
is the
red,
obvious
always
candidate.
the left target first ladies, right? The ladies are kind of the first target of the left. I don't know. It's like those are the easiest to mess with for the left.
Yes, that's a very good point. Left will always try to seduce people with the emotional speech. Left will be emotional, and the right will be more rational. So the right will say, I can do this with that, but it will be rational. It will be direct. How I'm going to make the country better. It's the obvious answer, but it's not what people want to hear. And
Yeah.
politics, it's a mix of obvious and also being a showman, being
Yeah.
telling people what they want to hear. So
Totally.
people don't want to hear, especially young girls, don't want to hear opinions from a old creepy dude. White in
Yeah.
Peru, it's also not very good scene. Religious, very conservative. He will say no marriage between two men, no abortion. He will say some things that
The common sense,
people
right?
people don't want to hear that,
Yeah.
especially the left people.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, the things that we know that work, people don't want to hear, and also a lot of men, a lot of guys that are beta men, they listen women and now they follow women. So that's also another problem. What do you think about our current president, Mr. Heri?
Well, Mr. Heri, he has adopted something similar. He wants to replicate the president of El Salvador. He will always be appearing. They're very similar too. Uh, they will always be in the ground. Going, I think he has a TikTok account, always showing that he's working, that he's
He's
with.
like a bukelito, right? He's like a bukelito.
Yes, it could be good because he wants to work for this country what we haven't done in 4 years, or it could be
Yeah.
bad because he wants to just make a political career. He wants to be seen, and maybe not this election, but the next one, he will. He's only being a showman,
I
But
think
who
that's
knows?
his target. I think that's his target because it's all about the cameras. But at the same time, I believe it's important because if he doesn't show himself working, people believe that the president is lazy. So that's why the president, as you mentioned, right, it's not just the rationality but also the showman skill. And my question goes: who is the top person in the left side of the politics party? So, in the same way that in the right we have the Porky so far, who is in the left the strong version of president?
Well, there are more than five people. I would say the brother of the ex-president Vizcarra has some popularity. There is this guy Lopez Chao. He also has some popularity. There is the comedian uh, Alvarez, Carlos
Ah,
Alvarez.
Carlos Albert. Also, he's holy shit. Yeah,
I mean, he can be considered between also right, center, maybe left. You know, uh, everyone, even Keiko can say, "Yeah, I'm from the right," but she tries to go for people from the left. She will target people that hate Lopez Aliaga and be more alineate with ideologies from the left. Just to gain
for
the
real.
votes.
People that are stupid. People, she will do it. I can tell you. I know people. People are so emotional, but well, it is what it is. So, what about Philip Butter? Is Philip Butter there in the?
Billy Butters will be right. Will be from the right. Also, Philip Butters as Porky will be cock blocker. You say his name, and no girls will. It's just like that, and
Yeah,
that's how it works. Uh, but the thing is that smart people, their job is not to convince, but to persuade people to go with the winning horse. It's okay that
yeah,
you go with your candidate, but if they have 1% 2 days before the election, you're not going to throw away your vote. You need to go
yeah.
with the
Totally.
winning force. You need to
Yes, yes,
go
yes.
someone from the top three, top four, and see who will be the least dangerous for the country.
And also, what is the background, right? Because a lot of people they check some candidates that yes, on paper look good, they have done a lot of things, but you don't know how they are going to react once that they are in a power position. So that is another thing that people don't consider.
Yes, of course. As we talked before, it's only being a showman, but once they're there, they can be a complete piece of shit, you know.
Yes,
Or
totally.
they can just betray the people that vote for them, you know. And in Peru, something that doesn't work is to be authentic, to be sincere. That doesn't work. As
The honesty, the honesty. Yeah, yeah.
and maybe
No.
that's why some people uh, don't don't like disagree with Porky, because maybe he says he's a little bit too authentic. You know, he's not. I support Porky. I don't know for who I'm going to vote. At the end, the vote is anonymous. You don't need to tell people for who you're voting. I
Yeah.
will wait until as the majority of Peruvians, I will wait until the last day and see who is the winning horse, and I will go for that. Maybe
Well,
last election or 2 years before, there was a candidate that he was very good, but he didn't eat chicharron, and he went down. You know,
who was the candidate?
he was the candidate Alfredo Barnechea for Acción Popular,
Okay.
and he was
So,
doing well in the polls until the last 2 weeks, and he didn't eat a chicharron. He didn't like it, and people
okay, so,
attacked him.
someone offered a chicharrón to him and he didn't want to eat.
Yeah, a lady Venom, una tía Veneno, put
Yeah,
him a
yeah, tía
chicharron in the
poison.
mouth. La
Yeah,
tía
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, and he
Well,
didn't eat
I
it.
mean, we cannot blame him, right? Because especially if you're a candidate and someone offers you something, that shit can be poison. You never know.
Yes, but what I want to arrive with that is that you cannot be authentic.
Yes,
Maybe
yes, yes,
you don't want to eat it because it's bad for your health, or who knows
yeah,
where that comes from. But
yeah,
in
totally.
Peru, if you are authentic, it can go against your party, your candidate.
Long time ago, you were too young to remember. But how old are you, my friend?
I'm 22 years old.
Okay, okay. So, okay, in the year it was in the year 2010. So perhaps you were in the 2010. How old were you?
I was 7 years old. I was a sperm.
Okay, okay. You were just there was this Lima election for mayor, and was between Susana Villarán and Lourdes Flores Nano. Susana Villarán, as we know, is involved in corruption. I think she's in jail, is still in jail or something like that. So a lot
Hopefully.
of people were trying to, let's go for Lourdes Flores. But Lourdes Flores, like some days before election, she said, "Me llega el poto," something like that. Someone said something, say, "Me llega el poto." For that shit, that "Me llega el poto," oh, she went down in the polls just for that shit. So people don't like true honesty, but also they complain when candidates lie. So it's kind of a hypocrisy, right? Like people complain for
Yeah, there's so
one
much
thing, but people,
hypocrisy.
it's the hypocrisy game. So
Yes.
I have a question for you. Where do you think Peru is heading to? Do you think Peru is heading to a like prosper economy, or is heading down to a communist situation, or is going to be kind of the same shit? Where do you think the ship is going?
Well, talking about economy, we are the strongest coin in all South America. So we are already one very strong economy. We have this backup of the mining, the minery, that is huge. Besides that, we have the richness of the agriculture, and also besides that, we have the tourism. What the only job we have as Peruvians is to maintain it like that, to choose
Don't
a
screw,
candidate.
don't mess the situation.
Don't mess the situation. I think it will be really hard to mess the situation, because last time we chose uh, a person that straight up said that he was a communist, that he would change everything, and
Yeah.
he couldn't do it. He didn't have the neurons to make it. We went a little bit lucky. I think any candidate that will win won't change the economy. We have a really hard economy. What what can change is the life of the informal people. That is more of the
Mm.
70%. The candidate that arrived, if he's more from like a porky guy, he can help all these people that cannot profit the prosperous economy that we have. Uh, if there is another Susana Villarán, we all these people that don't have opportunities will say like that, and the
Yeah.
people that are hustlers, that have
The hard
already made
workers,
money, they will
totally.
say they will say like that. I think it will be really hard as a country to enter to a communist type of Venezuela. It could happen, yes, but we
Yeah.
will need like a Pedro Castillo with big balls and
Like a smart
military,
Pedro Castillo.
a smart Pedro Castillo, like a really,
Yeah.
really smart Pedro Castillo.
Yeah, I guess it's, I mean, we all know the answer, right? It's like less
Sure.
taxes and less regulation. If we put less taxes and less regulation, more things are going to flow, but now the system somehow is designed to keep the small players small. That's what I feel.
Yes, yes, yes. We have so much bureaucracy that it's useless. People that just they live from the state.
Yeah.
So a candidate that says that he's going to cut that, like Porky, as I already said, that he had cut in the municipality all these ghost jobs of people that didn't even go to work. That will be the obvious candidate, the candidate that people, the rational people, will vote. But that doesn't mean that he will win.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
needs
yeah.
to be more a combination between a showman and saying the rational things. I really hope that a candidate with that conditions arrives to the power, because that will mean a good for everyone, not only for the top 1%, but for everyone, not only for the people in Lima, but the people that live, I don't know, in the mountains, in the
Totally.
jungle, that they live in precarious situations.
There was a meme today that I found on Facebook. It said it was like a monkey becoming a man, right? It's when you realize that you don't need to distribute wealth, you can create wealth. So that is a message that some people don't want to hear. It's like, hey, you don't need to steal from the rich, you can create your own thing.
Oh yeah, well, that's the dialogue of the communists, of the left.
Yeah,
Is that
always.
the is the easiest thing to listen, is the most beautiful, the most adequate thing to say
Yeah.
emotionally. But rationally, we know that it doesn't work. It's not like that. Life is not like that. It will be great, but it doesn't work. We have great examples. We have Venezuela, we have Cuba. That doesn't work. It
That's
haven't
why I
worked.
don't like the word inequality when they use inequality, because the only times where you have almost zero inequality is after a war. After a war, there's no inequality. Everybody's screwed, right? But whenever we have opportunities, always there's going to be inequality. I think the only job from the government is try to help people that are in the very bottom of the economy, try to help them for with some opportunities. But that's it. I'm a big I really like the idea of a small government. What is your take on how strong should be a government in taking decisions?
Well, there is this ideology, uh, one of the first ideology ever created, that was after the revolution in France and the United States, is the liberty ideology, the libertarians. And
Okay.
the very cement of being a libertarian is that the state only works to very small things, only to keep things organized. The state shouldn't provide anything. The state just needs to set the rules, but in a way that the market can be free. The market can expand, the competition, and the people itself regulates that. I think that we don't need that many people working for the state. We don't need 18 ministers.
Yeah.
We don't
Totally.
even know what they do.
And also they have their I don't know how they call it, los asesores, right? So also these people that help them, is something that they is a bill to our government. So we have to pay for the people that help them.
Oof, oof, we need to pay for a lot. What the biggest example of money wasting from the taxpayers is this enterprise of the state, Petro Peru, that we give money to a whole every single year, so much money. Petro Peru has even a club for their workers. They have a club with pools and tennis courts, and they their kids go to a special school, and that's just one example. And all the entities of the state, they also have their clubs. Their kids go to special school. They're not the best schools, but the taxpayers pay for them. You know
And why nobody? I mean, I know that is kind of a everybody knows about that, but why that thing is still happening after so many years?
why that's still happening? Simple, because the it's a group of people that have already settled. They're organized. They protect each other. It's like los sindicatos. It
Yeah,
sounds
totally.
good. It sounds good. We're going to protect the workers, but at the end, they're just sucking at the teeth of the state. You know,
For years.
uh,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even mean that there is a meritocracy. They're not even fighting for keeping uh, for being in the best performance. They just
Yeah.
there, and no one is going to kick them out.
Nobody audit, nobody check the numbers. They just allow them to keep working there. What do you know about the Chinese government? I heard that they are going to invest, trying to create some highways or some trains that is going to connect the ports directly to the mines. Have you heard something about that?
Oh yes, well, the Chinese government, everybody knows, is an authoritarian government. They're communist, but with an open market. And this guy, the leader of China, Xi Jinping, he's creating the new Silk Road. He's interconnecting China with all these third world countries, I would say, South America and Africa especially, making them ports, making them railways. It sounds really good, but at the end, it's the same mentality as the imperialistic countries, that they want to take out all the things for them.
That's
I
the
don't think
problem.
I don't think it's a big problem, only if there's another big country. In this case, will be the United States or European countries that also put the same effort to connect themselves. If only one country is taken out, that will be bad. But if there are more interest, there will be some balance between these superpowers.
I think it's both because I was listening. They were saying that all the vessels, los barcos, all the Chinese vessels, they have equipment to become military vessels. So it's like they work as a logistic. They are bringing the products and all the thing, but also they are designed to put some guns on top, and in case of a war, they are ready there. So I think that's why they also want to have this geographic location because they want to be as closer as this side of the world.
Oh yeah, for sure. Technology only arrives with the investments of militaries. For example, the GPS, the Waze, the GPS itself became after the the rocket race between the United States and Russia. The atomic energy also came out after the war. So after war, it's equal as big technology. So the good thing is that Uncle Sam, the big United States, is the best military in the world. It will be he's like 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of China. So maybe people will say no, China it's better. They have a lower cost. They're everywhere. But United States is not behind. United States it's a little bit more than China in terms of military, and I would say that us as Peruvians, we we cannot compete with that, So we just need
Yeah.
to to expect that the other part of the super potency, in this case United States, also is putting an eye in Peru.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe not
Competition, right?
making a.
We want competition.
We want competition. We don't want just
Totally.
one country taking everything and setting the rules. We need competition. I'm really sure that there's only been 1 year of government of Donald Trump. So let's see what happens in these 3 more years. There's only
Yeah.
been 1 year.
Totally, totally. Let's be positive. Well, my friend Daniel, I want to help you I want to thank you for your time. That was a beautiful call with you. And if people want to follow you, not to send you like naked pictures, right? But just to follow your account, where do they can go? To Instagram? What account?
Only naked pictures if you are girls with C cups. And I would say you can follow me on Instagram as the Benamin. In another episode, I will have ready my YouTube channel.
Nice.
And we can promote each other. As you know, you are the leader of our community, and for me, it's
Well,
almost an
thank you, my friend.
inspiration. I would like to have something like that in the future.
Thank you, my friend. Okay, let me wrap this call. Give me a second. Okay.